Your martial arts movie podcast.
I threw that shit before I walked in the room.
Featuring drunken Thai boxer Will.
Too bad you will die.
The also drunken wrestler Mark.
I said I don't want trouble.
And drunken karate master Zero.
You've lost your balls.
And now,
Call. I know Kung Fu. You know, baby.
Fists of Fail.
All right, we're continuing our Women's Appreciation Month with one of the, if not the mainstay title names of women in martial arts. We can't do this month without Michelle Yeoh, right? So
Yep.
of course, we have to talk about.
Last year we did a movie of hers, so
Yep.
why not this year too? She does have a wide catalog.
That is true. I think we've already went through all of Cynthia Rothrock's movies, so it's like, well, we have to do Michelle Yeoh now. We're talking about Royal Warriors, which is not in any ways related to Magnificent Warriors, unless you're counting the director, David Chung. But otherwise, no. Royal Warriors, aka, is this In the Line of Duty 2?
God.
Yeah.
No, this is technically In the Line of Duty 1.
Okay, so what's Yes Madam then? Yes Madam is In the Line of Duty 2? I thought Yes Madam came out before this.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
The naming of the series is just so baffling to me. And then I completely forgot we actually already watched a movie called Royal Warriors. But the alternative title is actually Ninja Operation 7, and it's a Godfrey Ho movie.
Godfrey Ho. Yeah, that doesn't count. When you told me that Godfrey Ho did Royal Warriors, I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I legit thought it was like they took this movie and then they cut it up and added white ninjas in there. Like his usual that. MO. Yeah.
Right.
In case you guys can't tell, I am recovering from something, so you can definitely hear it in my voice. But at least this movie kind of reinvigorated me a little bit as I was bedridden watching this movie in preparation for this episode. Royal Warriors. I like this. I genuinely had a good time watching this film. More so than Magnificent Warriors, which a lot of people love Magnificent Warriors and claim it to be like one of Michelle Yeoh's best, whereas I don't know, I actually enjoy this movie a lot more, and the only reason why I'm even slightly comparing them is because of their very similar titles.
Well, Magnificent Warrior, I can easily say it has the better action in it. Like you can see that, especially with that last escape from the city scenario where she's fighting everybody in the fire and they're trying to get out by vehicle. There's just so much more in that. And with Royal Warriors, I like this too. And I think this just has the overall better story. Like it's just, This was so easy to sit through. And I found myself laughing a lot, not at the movie, but almost like one of those surprise laughters. Like, oh, I can't believe they did that. That's great. Like, I love that.
Yeah. The movie is surprising in a lot of ways, in a good way, but it's very 80s. This movie just screams 80s, right? Like the cheese, the action schlock. It's everything that you kind of expect from something from this era. And I just ate it all up. Like you're right. It's not, Magnificent Warriors is definitely a completely different kind of movie. It's like very swashbuckling, like Indiana Jones-esque, whereas this is just your typical cop drama of sorts, or like it's like a revenge story. Actually, I'll volunteer and sum up the story. It's a movie about bros before hoes taken seriously, like taken to the deep
okay, end. I see what you mean. Yeah. Literally taken really, really seriously. Yeah. So there's some bad guys who get killed in the beginning of the movie because they're trying to rescue one of their brothers from this airplane, and this action scene goes down and one of those brothers dies. And so the other main villain brother, not blood related, decides to get revenge on our three heroes, who are Michelle Yeoh, Hiroyuki Sanada, who I think we've only spoken about with Mortal Kombat, and then in
what was that 80s movie we watched of him? I don't think we ever actually talked about him, right?
we didn't. We glazed over it in our end of year discussion. It was like Shogun's Ninja or like
something
like that. Yeah. And then Michael Wong, who we spoke about in the Line of Duty 4, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was the villain.
Okay.
He was the villain of that movie.
I mean, right.
It's not really is that a spoiler? I feel like he was introduced as the villain early on in that movie. Yeah.
I can't remember now.
Yeah. Go watch In the Line of Duty 4. Okay, like I was going to say, like I know that all these movies don't have anything connect with one another, but I genuinely like every movie so far that we've seen in the Line of Duty series. Yeah, like every one of them is like freaking jam-packed with action. And the stories are never too complicated. They're like relatively easy to follow, and they're just like really good fun times. I mean, I it's been a while since we watched Yes Madam. I know we weren't we didn't love the movie, but I think it was a good template or blueprint for these kinds of movies. So
the movie as a whole, I could not. That was so difficult to sit through. I remember vividly texting you, why are we going to talk about this? This is horrible.
Well, yeah.
But then the final action scene came, and I was like, okay, I see what everyone's talking about.
Yeah. At least this movie, it's not like that. Well, I mean, it's only Michelle Yeoh as as the female lead martial artist. It's just her. She doesn't have a partner unless you count Hiroyuki Sanada. But he's not a man. He's not a woman. So it's not like the powerhouse between Cynthia Rothrock and Michelle Yeoh. But it's fine. Like I actually really love Hiroyuki whenever I see him on screen. Like he's back in his prime, he was a really competent on-screen martial artist. So like I sometimes forget that. And I honestly don't know enough of his catalog all in all. So like when watching this, I was like, holy shit, they really put him through the ringer in some of these stunts that they make him do, because it's kind of impressive.
Yeah, I was when I was watching this, I was just kind of surprised because I guess for obvious historical reasons, whenever you have Japanese people in like a Hong Kong production, it's they tend to be the bad guys. But here he's just Japanese policeman who's retiring, and he just happens to get caught up in all of this, and they never bring up anything really about him being Japanese or whatnot. He just happens to be there, and it's kind of a nice surprise that they got him to come over, because I'm guessing because of his action pedigree, maybe they struck a deal and they got him to film, because we don't really know much about this movie. There isn't too much behind the scenes that we can find anyway, in terms of it being in English.
I mean, I think it got kind of over. Maybe it has nothing to do with the fact that Magnificent Warriors is a more popular movie, if you're going to consider any of them, like more mainstream. I mean, martial arts movies in general aren't very mainstream, but I'd say that there's a lot more information on Magnificent Warriors than there is on this movie. So the only piece of info is that Michelle Yeoh got injured on certain stunts, and I can't even tell which ones they were, and I can only make my best educated guesses. So unfortunately that's what we have to go by. But Michelle Yeoh kicks a lot of ass in this movie, at least in my opinion, because I forget sometimes that she's not a trained martial artist, and watching her on screen, I'm like, damn, she's fucking awesome. Like one thing I would say is like, when it comes to striking her poses, it's just like she's just so fucking good at it. Like she's like a master at it. That's comes from her dance background. Like even without the fighting, like when she's actually just like doing forms, I think she just steals the show. But yeah, did you want to elaborate more on the story? Because the story is really simple.
Well, I mean, I kind of already elaborated on it. Bad guys try to save other bad guys who are getting escorted via police officers on a plane. They get out but are killed. And so what happens is Michelle Yeoh, Hiroyuki Sanada, and Michael Wong are in the spotlight now for saving this kind of plane hijacking, kidnapping scenario. And one of the head bad guys is now just out for revenge. He wants to kill them. And so basically he's just kind of hunting them down. And we just get a lot of back and forth of them dealing with this. I don't want to go into too much detail because it gets kind of spoilery, and we can open that up once we get to the Patreon section. But for now, it's so straightforward, and that's kind of why it's just so refreshing.
Yeah.
Too. It's we have some twists, but it's not like they're deviating too far from like a simple narrative.
Yeah. Wow, it's really hard to talk about this movie without spoilers. That this might, like, the general section of this might have to be relatively simple or in short. Right? There's really not much to say. Like, I'm just gonna open off right at the bat and say, like, this movie's a high recommend for me. But if you want to know why, maybe you should check us out in the action segment of this, because we'll go into greater details.
Right. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was Michelle Yeoh's character.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's nothing, it's nothing too complicated. All these characters are pretty simple. I'm glad that she was able to carve this very strong female action hero, I guess, archetype for herself, where sometimes with the other girls with guns actresses, they kind of sway. They can kind of sway in different ways. They can get super cute or super like feminine, or need a man to save them. Michelle Yeoh has always been in that state where she can just kind of do everything herself.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
For the most part. So I'm happy she was able to stick with that kind of persona in this movie, because she gets constantly assaulted with the fawnings of Michael Wong, right? He is, oh my God, he is constantly hitting on her, constantly just trying to get her to go out for dinner, constantly buying her flowers. And it's so annoying. The movie heard me when I was thinking of things I wanted to happen to him.
Yeah, Michael Wong's character is written to be like an annoying piece of shit. Right?
He's one track minded.
Yeah.
He's madly in love with her.
Well, yeah.
And like that's it. That's his character. He's like obsessed with her.
There's something that actually really funny that happens to the character, like towards the later sections of the movie, and I definitely want to talk about that because I think it's like it's fucking hilarious, like, at least in my opinion, because it's like a driving force for the characters in the movie. But anyways, while like Michael's like a big part of the story, he's written like to be like petulant and childish, and he's like really immature, and it's like a full-grown man-child, and he's just great eating up every scene, and it's fucking annoying. Nothing against the actor, just the really crappy writing.
He's doing what was written, and if they were going for irritating, I mean, he sold it. Yeah.
Well, I will say, at least they give him a redemption arc, which is it's not really redemption. It's more like.
Well, it is, but then we'll get into it.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Then Hiroyuki Sanada, I'll say, like, he doesn't have too much to do in terms of character, but man, when he's interacting with his daughter and his wife, like his little girl, so adorable. I don't know, like I'm not the biggest fan of kids, but I thought this girl was just the cutest little thing.
I love every scene with them because it was like, all right, I know what these scenes are. Everyone knows what these fucking scenes
every
are
time.
about.
Well, so I was getting a little worried because he was talking about retirement, and I thought, oh no, is this just stunt casting to get like a Japanese name in here, and then we're just gonna kill him? like really soon. Thankfully, that's not the case. But yeah, when you have scenes with spending time with family, you can only imagine what's going to happen after that.
Yeah. It's funny because it seems like Hiroyuki has more to do in the movie, whereas Michelle Yeoh's more like she just kind of like lets the plot happen around her. I mean, it's nothing wrong. I mean, she is still technically the main character, but you know, like it's more technically happening to Hiroyuki. You want to see him kind of triumph, but at the same time, like it's everyone's trying to come out of this alive. You know, like just basically. You know, like get through the other side. I
noticed like he kind of takes up more the first half, and then she kind of takes over at the end.
Yeah. Actually, he disappears for a little bit. They explain it why in the movie, but there's a period of time where you're watching a film and like, where the hell did he go?
I mean, they literally tell you what happens to him though. So
yeah. So it's not so bad. Yeah. And like I think generally speaking, like in terms of the action, I wouldn't say that the choreography is like, I mean, it's good. It's definitely like, I actually do like a lot of the fighting that goes on in the movie. It's nice and it's like fast and you know, like it's heavy handed. There's nothing super over the top flashy, but like, I just like the pace. I love the speed and the ferocity and all behind all the choreography. Hoi Mang did the action coordination for this movie. So like, you know, we know him as, you know, to, you know, like have a pretty large pedigree as well. But yeah, like I'd say like the movie knows how to pace itself well. It's like, yeah, like the action is like pretty good, but the fact that we just have it like pretty consistently spread out the movie is, you know, like it never lets you, like it never feels like there's a lull period. It never feels like you're sitting there like, all right, when's the fucking next action scene? At least until the end. The end's, and that I wouldn't say it peters out, but it's like it doesn't really hit that high mark. You kind of want to end your movie on the high mark, and this movie is just kind of, it's not whimper, but it's somewhere in between.
Well, that's what I messaged you after watching this. I was like, oh, okay, I think we can watch it, but it doesn't nail that ending, right? It doesn't stick the landing.
Right. It's just an okay ending of sorts. It's not great,
right?
But it's not, you know, perfect. Yeah, and there's not. I mean, you said there's not too much fighting. I don't know if I agree. I think there's plenty of fighting. I wouldn't say there's a lot, but maybe we wouldn't be able to break down every one of them like in, you know, high detail, because of the fact that like there are like the short ones are really short, and then the long ones are just like medium length, and there's not too much to break down. So I don't know. Maybe we could just
right. So what I was gonna say is I like the choreography in this too, but this is one of those films where the fighting it doesn't focus on the high number of maybe combinations being thrown before like you get an edit or something like that. Like it's not complicated combinations, but at least cinematically everything is framed in a very visually clear way. So when you're cutting from all these different angles, you could see the moves. And I like that you can kind of describe some of the big fights by the location. Like, hey, that's the club fight, and they use everything in the environment in that club to just extrapolate all this good environmental damage, and things crash around them, and it's great. If you like environmental damage, this movie definitely does that a lot. Like it's not straight up just, you know, fists on fists. They are using everything around them as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The environmental damage definitely comes into play in the second-ish, third-ish fight in the movie. Not so much in the first one. But yeah, it's okay. I think we'll talk more about the demolition porn segment of this movie, because there's a lot of fucking things that get destroyed in this movie. But yeah. Is there anything else, Zero?
No, I think like I said, the movie's pretty straightforward. So there aren't a lot of behind the scenes to speak about. So I think we can go straight into our Patreon section, and we can finally reveal spoilers, because that's kind of the more exciting stuff to talk about, because they are fun, and we don't want to, you know, spoil anything for people who haven't seen it. And we can go into detail for the action.
Sure. All right. follow us on the Patreon and all the things if you want to hear more. Otherwise, you're going to hear the recommendation right around here. Hey guys, thanks for listening to the podcast. We're at the point where we give our recommendations, but there's a whole wealth of audio you would be listening to here if you follow us on Patreon. There you can listen to the entire episode, including an exclusive action breakdown of the fights in the movie. But you can still support us by liking us on all the things and watch this and other episodes on YouTube with visual cues to accompany our discussion. And now on to our final thoughts. Yep. And that's Royal Warriors. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I had a good time watching this. It wasn't.
Yeah. So did I.
Yeah. It wasn't the martial arts. It wasn't like like a pinnacle of martial arts prowess, but I think like because of the fact that it's just a very entertaining watch, and when there is action, it's pretty consistent. I think it's like anyone can get through this movie relatively quickly, or well, not quickly, easily. Oh my god, is that my full recommendation? I don't think I have much else to add to that. I think, anyone who didn't listen to the Patreon portion wouldn't know to what extent I mean when I say that the stunt work is actually what surprised me the most. I was actually thoroughly impressed with like some of the stunts that Hiroyuki Sanada did, and yeah, like it's just like it's crazy impressive, like how much they put that guy in danger. And then Michelle Yeoh is always awesome. She's just really good with the choreography. I don't feel like the choreography in this movie was anything too spectacular, but because it's relatively consistent and there's just like it's always like high paced energy, I think it's like it will keep anyone's attention. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Go check out Royal Warriors. Zero.
Yeah, I agree. I like this movie a lot. It was really fun to sit through. I think I mentioned earlier though, like it didn't quite stick the landing because it builds up so much. There's so much like fun, great cheese that's kind of happening at the end that I was like cheering for and clapping for.
Yep.
And then when we get to that final fight, I wanted the final fight to be big. That's usually how I want my martial arts movies to be. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't hit it for me. Like, ending with a chainsaw fight, awesome, of course, but it doesn't exactly pan out the way I was hoped. So I would recommend just watching the movie because the movie is just so entertaining to sit through anyway.
Yeah. No, that's that. I think I highly agree with that too. There's no particular fight I'd say like, oh, you need to watch this. Like nothing else. Like you watch the whole movie.
Yeah, just sit through the movie. Yeah. It's just good to sit through anyway.
Yeah. So far, I mean, this is the first or second of the In the Line of Duty series. Nothing is top number 4 yet, right? I think number 4 is still my favorite.
Yeah, from what I've read people say, like I think number 4 is probably the best. I don't think it's gonna be topped, but I do hear people say like there's some great stuff in the other series. So I would like to watch some of those other ones as well.
All right, now we gotta check out all other 6 movies in the series.
There's 7. Isn't like
there's like 9. There's like 9.
Maybe we should make like a month of it. Maybe one month we'll just make all In the Line of Duty movies.
In the Line of Duty. In the Line of December. No, I can't. We'll figure something out when we want to do that. Okay.